174. No, we're learning Chovos HaLevavos. Okay, on page 174. Okay, with the third line of the second paragraph. Ofni to alto, which speaking about reflection. How does one reflect on nature to be able to see the hand of Hashem in creation? V'ofni to alto, even after you have things which are composites. V'ofni to alto. And what exactly is its purpose, its value? V'simoni achochm v'rioso, indications of his wisdom in his creation. Ubemaskunto udmuso v'takonoso v'iloso atmima ashelo nivro. He says, form, shape, proper functioning in the ultimate purpose for which it was created. You know, it's interesting. Many years ago, once went to Eilat. Somebody went down to Eilat with somebody. So they did their thing, and the person arranged for me. The story goes back many years ago. He was the best desert guide in Eretz Yisrael. He was a man in the 70s. The old type Israeli. I don't think he's alive any longer, this man. And he spent time with me. Went into the desert. He showed me how to survival in the desert, all the aspects. He knew every stone in the desert. And then afterwards, he went in Eilat. They have a thing. I don't know what it's called. It's submerged, and you see the coral, underwater coral. And yeah, no, it's not glass. You look straight. It's not glass bottom, and you see the coral, different colors. And there's live coral. There's dead coral, different colors. And he explains to me what exactly is live coral, that it gives off like acid. And if anything comes near it, it immediately releases this acid, the fish gets burnt. Or other fish that could actually damage it or destroy it, it releases the acid, and this causes the fish to stay awake. And he gave all kinds of explanations, this, that, and I keep interjecting. I say, it's unbelievable. Could this happen by itself? The ingeniousness for survival, how things are, what, when, the beauty, this and that. You're amazed. Went right over his head. The man believed in nothing. Nothing. And as much as I try to say, to point out certain things which couldn't have come about by themselves, you see the genius here. And to say this happened by itself, and he keeps explaining it's amazing how this, that, and I keep trying to say, but it's clear, you see the hand of God here. This couldn't happen by itself. Or you're in the desert, and he shows me there's a little flower, and if you pull it out of the ground, the thing is like a sponge filled with water. And that's how you survive in the desert. So if you know exactly the nature and the makeup of certain plants, not to eat the plant, it's just they absorb with tremendous amounts of water. The little bit from the moisture, and, you know, they just keep absorbing water. I said, it's amazing, it's amazing. You know, this, that, goes right over his head. Doesn't get it. So here we spent, you look at the shape, the beauty. Remember, if you ever go to where they have in certain zoos, where they have the bird pavilion, right? So in the St. Louis Zoo, it's one of the best zoos in the country. They have the bird pavilion. You go there, they have these birds from South America, parrots, different kinds of birds. If you look at the birds, the plume and the beaks, they look artificial. They look like they're made of wax. And the color, it's like the beauty is amazing. You know, this is like from the Amazon jungle, these types of birds. It's amazing. The beauty is something amazing. This happened by itself. I mean, it's, you know. And if you go from one to the other, you see the different species. And this, it's amazing. This is, you see, the shapes, the colors, the form, the this, the that, and the behavior patterns. It's amazing. The migrations of birds, at seasons, at this, they know exactly what, when. So you're amazed. Now what? So what's the message? Okay, this is how you reflect. That's what he's talking about. This is how you see the hand of God in creation. These things didn't come about by itself. A person works for a company the first day. The man built the company for 75 years. And that's tremendous work and every meticulous attention. This person sits down at his desk. First day he's there. He spills his Starbucks coffee on the computer, right? The desk that costs $10,000, he damages the desk. The boss comes in, he has his feet up on the table, and place is a mess. First day at work, he says, what's going on over here? He says, what's the problem? He says, don't you see? Do you think this thing came about by itself, this business, this kind of behavior? He says, how else did it come about? He says, you know something? You're out of here. You don't belong here. If you don't get that much, you're out. Everybody understands why the man is fired immediately. But the world, which is so perfect and so beyond anything, where it's hard to believe how you miss it, the big bang. You know, he banged his head in the wall and he had a concussion. Woke up 16 years later. Says, where am I? Okay. And that's the question most people don't know. Where are they? They don't know where they are. To be continued. I didn't tell you the punchline. The punchline was, afterwards, you know, it's very hot there. You could get dehydrated. So we went to a place that's called the Canteen. And he bought me a bottle of water. In the canteen, all the furniture is made of like straw. And outside there, you know, down in lot, you know, the ostrich or desert birds, they're screaming, you know, like you know, the call of the wild over there. It's a desert. And this man keeps smoking, chain smoking, one after another. And he says to me, he says, this is the canteen, speaks with a heavy Israeli accent. And he says to me, he says, you know what we do here Friday night? We smoke, we eat chulent, and we play cards. That's what they do in the canteen every Friday night, okay? So they of course, chulent, it's, you know, it's Shabbat, you eat chulent. You know, this is what he says to me. Okay? That's where it begins and that's where it ends. What? I don't know what he saw. Okay.